We're going to create the opening part of an estimate. We'll start from the Xactimate Control Center dashboard page. In the Open Projects field, let's type McNeely, then click the Add New Project button. Xactimate creates the McNeely estimate and opens it to the Claim Info Insured Info page. The Insured Info page allows us to enter basic information about the insured, personnel, and relevant dates. In the Info section, we type Nathan McNeely in the Name field. Let's make sure that Property is selected in the Address field, then enter the address of the property being estimated. Now we're going to enter the McNeely's home address. We choose Home from the Address drop-down button, click the Same as Property link, and select Property, then alter the address slightly. We click Primary to indicate this is the primary address where we can find Mr. McNeely. Before we select the primary checkbox, Xactimate asks if we'd like to modify the property address to match the home address. Let's click No, then click Primary again. Notice that when we enter the primary address zip code, Xactimate displays the time zone for that zip code at the top of the Dates section. Now, with the home phone selected, we'll enter a phone number. Let's click the Phone drop-down button and select Cellular and enter the cell number as McNeely's primary phone number. We enter McNeely's email address and we've finished the Info section. Now we can fill in important dates relating to the loss. We'll enter yesterday as the date of loss and the date received, and enter today as the date inspected and the date contacted. As you can see, Xactimate automatically adds today as the date entered. Now we can enter some of the personnel assigned to work on this estimate or who are associated with the estimate. China Fawn is the claim rep for this estimate, so let's click the Claim Rep Smart List button to add her. We see that China is not listed as claim rep, so let's add her now. Adding a claim rep on the fly consists of nothing more than adding the claim rep's name and code. We can fill out the address, phone numbers, and other details in the Contact module later, so let's click OK to add China to the Claim Rep Smart List. We'll make sure Fawn is selected in the Claim Rep Smart List, then click OK to add her to the estimate. At this point, we don't have a contractor selected, and we don't know the agency yet, so let's skip ahead and add a note to the estimate by clicking the Notes button. If we had received this estimate from Exact Analysis as an assignment, instructions on scoping the estimate would have been sent in this field. However, we can also use this field to add our own notes. We've finished filling in the Insured Info page. Once we have the Insured Info page finished, we can move on to the Coverage Loss page by clicking the Coverage Loss tab. This page allows you to enter additional information on the loss itself and how it is being covered. We start by entering the estimate's claim number, followed by the insured's policy number. Let's click the Type of Loss drop-down button and choose Fire as the type of loss. Under Cause of Loss, we select Cooking. There is no CAT code for this loss, so we'll skip that for now. We'll enter the current policy dates and the initial coverage date for the insured's policy. The policy type and deductible application are both correct, so we'll leave these as they are. Now we'll enter the coverages for this policy. We'll keep the first coverage, dwelling, and enter a policy limit of $200,000 with a deductible of $1,000. We will be making payments for most of the loss's replacement costs rather than paying the actual cash value, so we keep RC in the Apply To field. The ITV percent field is only used for specific types of estimates. For our purposes, we will leave it blank. Let's enter $160,000 as the reserve for the dwelling, as 80% is standard for our company. We don't have an other structures as part of this policy, so let's remove that coverage type. Let's enter a policy limit for contents now. We have some contents sublimits, so we'll click the Add Sublimit link to do this. A sublimit is simply a subset of items that are subject to a larger limit. In this case, the insured has a collection of guns that are insured separately, as well as some heirloom jewelry. Single indicates the insured value for a single piece of the sublimit. Aggregate indicates the insured value of the entire collection. Once we've entered our sublimits, we click OK. Finally, let's click the Apply Limits checkbox to make sure Xactimate doesn't allow a payment to the insured that is greater than his coverage. This completes the Coverage Loss page.